Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from Deltiasgaming.com, here to give you a sneak peek at the new zone called the Deadlands for the next DLC coming to the Elder Scrolls Online, currently under testing. I spent about 3 hours wandering around, completing some of the latest content in this area and wanted to show it off, what it has to offer, and give you my hot take opinion on the Deadlands zones. Keep in mind, the Deadlands is scheduled to launch in the last quarter of 2021, and we have no specific date currently. This is the first phase of testing on the public test server, and you can expect no spoilers regarding the story, but I will be showing some of the area bosses and so forth. If you want to see the new bells and whistles and get an opinion on the Deadlands, this video is for you. First thing to note about the new zone, that can be accessed in a couple of different ways. First, you can see it on your map if you scroll out max and look in the bottom right corner. You'll click that circle and it'll drill down in the new town called Fargrave, which allegedly has friendly Dremora roaming around. You can also get there by accessing a quest from the story section in the collection user interface. Once you travel in, oh my god, was my breath taken away by the uniqueness of this environment and the true Oblivion and bleak feel and vibe it gave. Everything from the NPCs, the building structure, the music, the wind blowing made it feel bleak, made you feel Elder Scrolls. As a longtime ESO player, you can easily criticize ZeniMax Online Studios for a lot of things, but world building should not be one of them. Just like their newest dungeon development-wise, it keeps on getting better and better, and the same can be true in terms of zone and world building. Before I talk and show some of the bells and whistles, here's what you can expect in the new zone. 2 new homes, 2 new delves, 2 new world bosses, and interesting unique wandering bosses that are decently difficult with about 9 million HP. There will also be 3 new crafting stations along with 3 new overland sets, along with, well, 3 new mythics, which I'll cover in a later video. And an obvious statement here, but there is a massive or plentiful amount of story content. And once you kind of get in the zone, it separates the town into 2 sections. The first section is your typical safe zone questing hub containing one of the new homes. The first new home seemed decent on the inside. I purchased it fully furnished. We do not know the prices of it, but what was spectacular about the home was the outside with the interesting and unique skull lighting and the feel. Moreover, the town felt eerie and quote-unquote safe, or as safe as it's possible in Oblivion, but I couldn't get over the fine detail and it stuck out to me from this specific video, from the crafting benches, to the merchant stands with bottles, to the staircases. It reminded me of Somerset's main city, Eleanor, in terms of detail, but the bleak vibe, making it feel like you were just about to die around any corner. There's also another part of the city that has main story elements and some doors closed off until you initiate or start quests, which I won't show in this section, and your typical sky shard hunt. This section will also contain enemies as well and will not be safe, so there'll be 2 parts to the main city. Then you can exit the city via portal to enter the zone with the usual suspects, delves, world bosses, and the new wandering boss, along with the crafting stations and so on. What initially stuck out to me while exploring the zone outside of the town was the feel of Blackwood, both the portals and the Trial Rock Grove. In fact, you'll find Oblivion portals throughout the zone just like you would in Blackwood zone. These are mimics of Blackwood, but highlight some of the same vibes you get from that zone that was early released in June. And if you're a fan of the Rock Grove Trial like I am, it feels like they took that Rock Grove Trial end boss, the area, the assets, the look, the feel, and applied its size and scope and sheer terror throughout parts of this zone. Even the insides of the building reminded me of this, especially one of the new homes. And speaking of the new home, it has 2 separate towers, and as you approach the lightning off in the distance, the clouds in the sky, the green lava and poison is just staggering to behold. The inside is also incredible once it's fully furnished, and again, we don't know the prices, but you can expect the typical really expensive house. There's even a huge courtyard in the back where you could store your Munda Stone, Trials dummies, or whatever fancy mounts you wish to show off. But if you're into housing in the game and love the Oblivion vibe, this might be a mandatory purchase for you. Back to the zone, and for you hardcore players out there, there's not much challenge here. Your typical world bosses can be soloed, and we encountered an invisible boss bug, which was something annoying, but to be expected in a test environment. And for killing those, you get various achievements in the overland gear sets. Again, I'll go over the overland gear sets in a separate video, but they seem kind of meh, okay at the first glance. And nothing crazy meta or game-changing that everyone's going to collect. Meaning if you do not play ESO primarily for the story, I couldn't see sticking around the zone beyond hitting the achievements and collectibles. The one challenge is the new Wandering boss, which I mentioned previously has around 9 million health. I think we were the first on the server to kill it on the public test server, and it hit hard, but I suspect it could be soloed with some overpowered Mag Sork build and so forth. It gives me the same impression that Blackwood did back in June of this year. Incredible story, scale, and visuals, and for players focused on performance and progression, very little long-term replayability. However, if you love the story, there were a million, okay, exaggeration here, quest pop-ups, hidden doors that you can only access on quest, and this culminates the year-long story's conclusion. Wrapping up and giving you my opinion on this zone, let me preface by saying this. I do not play Elder Scrolls Online for the story elements. It's one of the best stories out there in the MMO market or overall in general, but as a longtime MMO player, I play to progress my character and self-mastery of the game over achievements and story. To be fair, I only spent 3 hours running around exploring, could have easily spent 20 to 30 hours clearing out the quest, doing everything in the zone, so on. I personally subscribe to ESO Plus and see that as a better value than flat out purchasing DLCs because I can skip the ones I don't want and play the ones that I need. This DLC in Zone does not have any new dungeons specifically, so that is a big miss for me. But with that being said, I feel the new Zone is incredible in detail. It has that TES vibe and story that you come to know and love in Elder Scrolls and now Elder Scrolls Online. However, for me, I don't see long-term replayability here given my interest in the game. Moreover, I feel the collectors and housing folks will go over the new items to collect and the houses to explore. Hardcore PvEers and PvPers out there, there might be 1 or 2 items that become meta, but nothing initially stuck out to me like Gaze of Sithis or Harpooner's Kilt, where it was a no-brainer you had to purchase Blackwood to get a hold of it. Thus, depending on the type of player you are and put yourself in, you can skip or pick up based on what you plan on doing. Me personally, I plan on checking out the zone, farting around, killing the mobs, whitening out the area, collecting the new mythics, and so forth. Overall, ZeniMax Online Studio should be commended for their world building and storytelling. As a development studio, they continue to shine in this department. Is ESO perfect? Absolutely not. But it's one hell of an MMO and has a great overall addition in New Zone, and I loved exploring it. More videos related to Deadlands DLC and Update 32 to come, and consider stopping by my Twitch channel to watch live at twitch.tv/Deltiasgaming. And thanks to my Patreons for sponsoring this video, and if you'd like to be featured in future end credits, link in the description below. Thanks for watching.